Welcome back to the latest instalment of the YBR 125 renovation. You'll see I've got a few parts spread out before me here, and also the most important tool in any workshop, an ice hot cuppa. So, what's happened since last time? Well, the swing arm and the shocks have been removed. So we have the shocks here, as you've seen, and the swing arm was removed as we showed last time. They've now been painted, rather the shocks haven't, but the swing arm and the associated parts have been painted. So what I did for that, I masked off various things beforehand. It's been painted with black hammerite. So I masked off the bushes inside and out, 4 points here, where the pivot fits. I also masked off the shock bottom mounts, and finally the chain guard mounting holes here, which are threaded. I didn't want the paint to enter into the threads and contaminate them, so I just used old bolts just to go in there. I think they were M6, just to go in there and protect those threads. So that being done, I could then sand the whole thing down, get most of the surface corrosion off, and hit it with a couple of coats of hammerite. And as you saw previously, that is just brushed on. While I was at it, I applied the same to the rear brake torsion arm, which quite a bit of surface corrosion due to its location right down underneath the swing arm there, where it picks up all the crap off the road. So rub down, that's looking better. I also did the left and right pillion foot peg mounts as well. Now these had been silver, quite a lot of surface corrosion on them, which frankly wasn't going to rub out at all. I'd seen a few pictures online of YBRs which have these in black instead of silver. Frankly, it looks not bad, so I thought, well, instead of replacing those completely, which is really the other option, or painting them in silver hammerite, which, yeah, well, there's a cheap redo, so why buy double the paint? Why not just paint it black? So I rubbed them down on the outside, painted them black, and actually it's come out not too bad at all. 2 coats on those. Now, I say it's come out not bad. The temperature here at the moment, it's, well, we're now on the, what, the 3rd of February, 2nd of February. The temperature just now is round about freezing. It's about 2 degrees today, so I don't think it's risen much above about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius over the past week or two. Anyone who knows anything about painting will know that paint will tend to set better when it's warmer, but despite that low temperature in here in the lockup, it's actually come out fairly well, so quite pleased with that finish. Hopefully it'll be durable enough once it's actually in use. So what's next? Well, next step is to get the swing arm back on, which will be relatively straightforward. I can't get that completed yet and the wheel back in though, because I still have to clean up these shocks. I'm not going to do any painting or anything. I don't think they need rebuilt or replaced. I think they're still serviceable. They just don't look very pretty. So I'll be trying to clean these up as best as possible and get them back on the bike. Once that's all done, the wheel can go back on, and in the process of getting the wheel back on, what I did was I've cleaned up the rear brakes as well. So stuck a coat of black paint on the face plate itself. It's looking not bad. The brake shoes, I serviced these before, but what I hadn't done was sand down the braking surface, and it was looking a bit glazed from beforehand, so took them out, hit them with some 80 grit sandpaper, and that's just given them a nice roughened finish again, which is the way it should be, as opposed to being shiny and glazed. So that'll improve the braking there. And now it's important to keep my nice grubby, greasy fingers away from the actual braking surfaces of these brake shoes, just to make sure that no contaminants find their way onto there before it all goes back together again. So that's the plan. Thanks for watching.